Good morning. I am State Attorney Amira Fox. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I'm here with our wonderful Collier County Sheriff, Kevin Rambosk, the State Attorney's Chief Assistant, Rich Monicalvo, Assistant State Attorney Sarah Woodward, and Brock Frazier. We are announcing today that we convened the Collier County Grand Jury to hear two cases involving the unlawful distribution of fentanyl that led to death. In the first case, the Collier County Grand Jury indicted Brian Edward Jessup for one count of first-degree murder, unlawful distribution of fentanyl, a capital felony, and the sale or delivery of a controlled substance, a second-degree felony. The indictment alleges, in part, that on or about May 11, 2024, in Collier County, the defendant did unlawfully kill the victim by the unlawful distribution of a controlled substance, to wit, fentanyl, and the said controlled substance or mixture thereof caused or was a substantial factor in causing the death of the victim. In the second case, unrelated to the first, the Collier County Grand Jury indicted Keomaris DeJay Moore for one count of first-degree murder, unlawful distribution of fentanyl, also a capital felony. This indictment reads in part that between and including August 25th, 2023 and August 27th, 2023 in Collier County, the defendant did unlawfully kill the victim by the unlawful distribution of a controlled substance, to wit, fentanyl, or any mixture containing that substance. And the said controlled substance caused or was a substantial factor in the death of the victim. I would now like you to hear from our Collier County Sheriff, Kevin Rambosk, whose agency and whose detectives have done not just an incredible and excellent job on this case, but their overdose death, drug poisoning death team rises to the top in investigating these types of cases and leading to these indictments from grand juries. These are very difficult, multi-layered investigations, and they are excellent in conducting them. Sheriff Rambosk?
Thank you. First, I want to recognize and thank the state attorney and her team for taking this interest in prosecution. I will tell you that they are leading in this type of prosecution, and we really appreciate that. And you know, the reason being, we've seen the fentanyl epidemic become the worst epidemic of its type in the United States. And the only way that you can fight this is with great prosecution when we are able to make cases, with the great work of our detectives who are out there daily making cases, bringing them to the state attorney's office, to the grand jury, and then making a positive effect on our community. Stopping fentanyl from coming into this country, stopping fentanyl from coming into this county, and then making sure that those who have succumbed to it, once they have gone through their processes in our system, we transition them to a center that can rid them of the drugs so that they can have a more successful future. So based on that, our interest in law enforcement today is not only the dealer, not only the supplier, not only the manufacturer, and the possession of drugs or the distribution of drugs, but the charging of murder for those they are killing with fentanyl. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sheriff, and I could not agree with you more. I want to take a few seconds to just thank the Collier County Grand Jury, who worked incredibly hard and was very patient in listening to all the details of these two cases and then returning these two first-degree murder indictments. The decision to prosecute these cases to the fullest extent of the law was made by me and my team and by our great law enforcement partners, starting with the investigations and now leading up to the indictments and then the prosecution, and we will continue to do so. We will not tolerate actions that endanger our communities and our loved ones. These indictments will hopefully begin the process of healing for the victims' families in this cases today. But I do want to say this once again and echo what Sheriff Rambos said. If we can prove that you distributed a drug to somebody that caused their death, you'll be investigated for it, and you will be indicted for first-degree murder, a capital felony. A capital felony carries the possibility of only two punishments: life in prison without the chance of release, or the death penalty. This is just the start of these two capital cases. As they go through the system, there will be public record available as the cases move forward. So as they are now active in the court system, we will not be taking any questions, but again, I want to thank you very much for joining us here today.